Ah, Good afternoon and welcome to Do Yoga with the Phoenix. Today we're going to discuss something a little bit different. We're going to discuss how to lose weight or fat using yoga. Namaste. Okay, can you lose weight or fat, which is really what we're talking about here? Body composition. You know, people say to me, I just want to lose some weight. Right? I just want to lose 30 kilos of weight. That's what I really want to do. And in my profession. And I say, are you sure? And I go, yeah, that's it. Like, if I could be 30 kilos lighter, I would be so much happier. And I'll say to them, okay, all right, tell you what we're going to do, right? We're going to chop both your legs off. And you're now 30 kilos lighter. Are you happy? So, so the answer to that is, of course not. That's just a stupid thing to say. And I understand it, but it's designed to drive a point home. It really isn't about weight. It's about how you feel. It's about how you are. It's about, are you happy with your body image? Are you healthy with your body image? Can you live with yourself? Can you love yourself the way you are? That's actually what it's about. It's about body composition. Now, I'm not suggesting that we shouldn't, get our body composition, our fat down, but what we really want to do is lose fat. And when you think about that word loss, you can't actually lose anything. You can't lose fat. Would you think it just gets lost? Just like, oh, I've lost my fat. I don't know where to find it. It's there. And you know what? People do find it again. They go on a crash diet and they don't lose it. It just gets transformed. So that's really the key here. It's not about loss. It's about transformation. Transformation. Now, if you could think about transformation rather than loss, how much clearer is that? How much better is that? How much more joy is in that? How much? Lots. Lots of joy in transforming and becoming better a person. That's where the truth is. So, when we talk about yoga, people think about asana, right? They think about stretching. They think that that's yoga, right? They think it's the same as Pilates or any other kind of stretching regime that they've done, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Now, we know that yoga is about asana, right? We get that, right? So that's part of it, right? And being supple and having good range of motion, right, is vital for our health and well-being. So the asana, right, or the component of yoga that the West thinks of as yoga, is just one part of Patanjali's 8 limbs of yoga. Just 1/8, in other words. So that gives you an indication of where. And so if you're trying to lose weight, right, by doing yoga asana, then good luck to you, because you probably won't. You probably won't. You need to have all the other components involved if you want to use yoga to transform your life. And I'm talking about transformation on a very subtle way, right, inside. And so once you transform your thinking, and once you transform the way you are and way you think about yourself, then you will transform your eating habits. You will transform the way you look at yourself. You will transform how you love yourself. You will transform all sorts of things. And once you start to do that, your body will respond by transforming itself. And how it does that initially, if you're very overweight, then it starts to get rid of fat. Simple. Yoga is about union, right? And the word yoga means connection. It comes from 2 Sanskrit words that translate to mean yoke, or connection, right? So in other words, what we are doing, what our aim to do in yoga is to connect the mind, the body, and the spirit. So we want to be healthy in the mind, the body, and the spirit. And so we can apply Patanjali's and take some of his teachings to apply them to our condition, right, if we're obese or if we are just a little bit overweight, right? So either way, if we apply his principles, then you won't need to think about or how many calories you're eating, or whether that piece of cake is bad for you or fattening. Right, so if we apply good solid principles to transformation using Patanjali's work and yoga, then yes, yoga will transform you, and consequently you will lose weight. In other words, your body will transform in such a way that it's capable of doing yoga asana. And so the first thing that we want to examine is the first of the yamas, which is ahimsa. And himsa, right, means non-harm. So what I'd like you to do is think about, is your current form or way of eating, is it harmful to you? Because if it is, then you're not doing yoga. You're simply not doing yoga. You might go to yoga class, right, and do an hour of asana, and the yoga teacher says you've done yoga. And you have. Right? You've done some pranayama and you've done some asana with the teacher, and she's probably lovely and gorgeous and everybody was happy. But then when you move out of the yoga room, do you go back to non-harming yourself? Do you go back to harming yourself? Do you go and have coffee and cake? Right? Or do you go and have, some meat or something? Is that what it is? Right? So are you actually following through with the first principle of yoga, which is non-harm? And if the serious answer to that is yes, oh no, I'm not doing that, well, you're not doing yoga. It's as simple as that. So what we firstly need to do is examine, are we harming ourselves by our habits? And if the answer to that is yes, our eating habits, change them. Change them. Stop harming yourself. Okay. So the next area that we want to look at is truthfulness, right? Satya, it's called in yoga. And what we want to do is be honest with ourselves, really truly honest with ourselves. And most people that I've met and know, right, and that I've done a lot of work with as far as weight is concerned, they're not stupid people, right? They're not dumb, right? They're not like, oh, I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to eat 3 hamburgers. Right? Of course they know this. But they are deluding themselves, right? So they are being delusional about a lot of things in their lives and saying things like, I can't, oh, it's cold, I need to eat, for instance, or, one more cake won't hurt, or, these kinds of things. So the next step is to be truthful with yourself. Be truthful with who you are. Be truthful to yourself so that you can understand that, you're not going to tell yourself a lie. You're not going to tell yourself a story about what it is that you're eating, right? About, whether it's harming you or not, getting back to ahimsa. So, within a yogic diet, as far as we're going to get onto it, and I don't really like to use the word diet. Diet just means what you eat, right? It's, nowadays it's considered to be, diet is, right, eating a grape a day or whatever, some nonsense. Or it's some scheme that somebody's made up to make some money. Right, but diet actually means what it is that you put in your mouth, right? Regardless, we've all got a diet, and we're all on a diet, right? So, so looking at the word from that way, so the yogic way of eating, right? Firstly, is that we never eat until we're full. So we eat about a third of our stomach is full with food, about a third of it is filled with water, and about a third of it is empty. So in other words, we never get that full feeling, ever, right? So that's not good for our digestion. So get rid of that out of your diet. Don't ever feel full. The other thing to do, right, as far as yogic diet is concerned, is don't eat first thing in the morning, right? Get up, Do some activity, get the body moving, do some yoga, do some asana, go to work, right? Have a shower, right? Drive your car, take a walk around the park, something, do something, do something. Don't sit down and have cereals, right? And toast and coffee or pancakes. This is the worst thing that you can do for yourself. The body is, why does it need to be fed? It's just been asleep for 8 hours. It doesn't need food, right? It's perfectly capable of functioning without food. So don't eat. Don't eat. Don't believe them about, oh, breakfast's the best meal of the day. Well, we're always breaking the fast, remember? Now, it might be at 7 o'clock in the morning and it might be at 12 o'clock in midday. It's always a break fast. But what I'm talking about is breaking the fast as soon as you get up in the morning. The body's just not capable, and this is a brand new idea. And guess who invented this idea? Now you got it, the cereal companies. The cereal companies, right, have been. If you want to watch a movie that'll open your eyes a bit, there's a movie called The Men Who Made Us Fat, right, and it's a lot about marketing. If you wanna make more profit, what do? Sell more product. As simple as that, right? And cereal company is no different to any other. Food company is no different to any other company. Car company, well, they're all the same. They're looking for bottom line, right? And so the cereal companies were the ones that promoted that idea. And the worst thing for you to eat in the morning is cereal. It's just so bad for you to fill yourself up with high carbohydrate in the morning. Unless you're going to go out and do a 5-hour push bike ride, fine. Or you're going to go out in the fields, right, and work for 6 or 7 hours before, then maybe. But even if you look at that, right, even if you look at that and how we were, right, back in the day when we did have to do physical labor, they wouldn't eat straight away. They would get up, go to work, and then eat. So that's what I'm recommending that you do. So you couple that, you never get full, and you don't eat breakfast, or you don't eat first thing in the morning. Those two factors alone will help transform. Those two, right, will help you transform the way that you are. Now, when it comes to a yogic diet, we want to eat good, healthy, quality food. Whole food, plant-based. Now, if you get back to ahimsa, right, non-harm, right, if you're eating animals and the suffering that the animal has gone through to feed you, right, I would consider that to be a harmful trait. But I'm not going to get on that bandwagon. And if you choose to eat dead animals, then that's fine. You do that if you wish. Right, it's not doing you any good, by the way, but you can still get by. It's high quality protein. Just limit the amount that you have and make the majority of your food that you eat plant-based. Whole food, plant-based foods. And that will help eliminate all the toxins out of your body. So it'll help the bowels move, in other words. So that's the other thing that you need to consider is, what it is that you're putting into your mouth. Is it harmful? Once again, to get back to ahimsa. The other thing, of course, is just going through the diet and exercise, eat more, eat less, move more kind of paradigms, right? Which is, yeah, it works, but it's so basic and it doesn't work for most people if you think about it. Because they can't maintain it, because they're in a state where they're depriving themselves, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to deprive ourselves. We want to live in unison with our body, listen to our body, be one with our body, right? Help it move through its day. So we don't want to deprive it of anything. And by the way, not eating cake or not drinking 3-4 beers is not deprivation. That is a good thing to do. That's not deprivation. What I'm talking about is being on a 800 calorie a day diet, right? That's deprivation. You're going to lose weight? Yeah, sure, for a little while, right? Until the body becomes adapted to that amount of calories you're not giving it. So the idea is to eat as much as you can of high quality food that's going to feed your body using the guidelines that I've just given you. So what do? Exercise. Okay. Is yoga exercise? Well, technically, no, it's not. Right? Yoga is movement. Yoga is about getting mind and body connection. Right? It's not about strenuous exercise. And we need to be in control of the breath, pranayama. right? So yoga is about controlling the breath and the pranayama, right? So that's the other point that we were talking about as far as mindfulness is concerned, is controlling the breath while you're in the yoga asana. Yes, definitely do exercise. Yes, definitely do yoga asana. Definitely, right? So I'm a big proponent of getting the body supple and strong, right? So definitely that's huge, right? That's looking after your body, right? So you need to keep practicing your yoga asana. And the other last but not least, pretty much, right, is meditation. So if you can start a yoga meditation practice, and look, there's any number of there's a beautiful app called Insight Timer. If you're not familiar with how to meditate, check it out. It's got lots of courses on it, right? And you can check it out and you can learn to meditate. Learn to meditate. This will transform your life. Anything that gets the mind, the body connected, and the spirit connected will help you start to really feel that true connection with your body. Once you've got that, you're not going to hurt it. You're not going to give it junk. You're going to fuel it to the best of its ability and stay young and strong for as long as you possibly can. So the answer to the question, can you use weight with yoga alone? And the answer is a resounding yes. But it's not just asana. It's not just about posture. Even if you're doing Bikram, and look, that's fine. Even if you did Bikram 4 times a day, right? If you didn't eat, maybe you would lose some weight or fat, right? But you're not gonna, right? It's got to be a holistic approach to this. And once you get that holistic approach to this, then the world's your limit. You can just eat what you like, right? Good healthy food, enjoy your life, enjoy your food, enjoy your yoga asana, enjoy your yoga, get connected to God, right? Just be exactly who you are and love yourself. Namaste.